Hello everyone, this is Siddharthan. If you are new here, this channel is all about artificial intelligence and machine learning stuff. Subscribe for more related videos. In the previous video, I have explained you what is the difference between artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning. In this video, I would like to explain you about the different types of machine learning. Okay, so first of all, I'll explain you what is meant by machine learning with an example. Then we will look into all the different types. Okay. So machine learning. Machine learning is a technique to implement artificial intelligence that can learn from the data by themselves without being explicitly programmed. Okay. So the ultimate goal in machine learning is to make intelligent machines, right? And how we do is by making the machine to learn from the data. Okay. So we don't do explicit program, which means we don't tell the machine exactly what it has to do. So it has to, find those ways by itself. So I'll try to explain this with an example. Okay, so we want a machine to see an image and to recognize whether the image represents a dog or cat. Okay, so this is the goal for the system we are building. Now in machine learning, what we will do is we will make the model or the machine learning model to learn from the data. Here the data will be several images of dogs and cats. Okay, so we will feed these images of dogs and cats to our machine learning model, and with the help of these images it tries to find pattern in these images. And when you give a new image, it can recognize whether the image represents a dog or cat. Okay, so this is how machine learning works. So it basically learns from the data. Okay, now let's discuss about the different types of machine learning. Okay, so there are three main types of machine learning. One is supervised learning, the next one is unsupervised learning, and the third one is reinforcement learning. Okay, so in supervised learning, there is some supervision to the machine learning algorithm by the programmers or by us, and in unsupervised learning, there is no supervision for the machine. And reinforcement learning is completely a different type, and it is not related to each of this supervised or unsupervised learning. Okay, so let's try to understand this in more detail. Machine learning, the model learns from the data, right? So what is meant by labeled data set? Let's say that a machine learning model has to see an image and recognize whether the image represents an apple or a mango. Okay, so now what we will do is we will take several images of apples and mangoes, and we will tell the machine that these images belongs to apples and these are the images of mangoes. Okay, now these apples and mangoes, so this name is called as labels, and we feed this label dataset to our machine learning model. Now our machine learning model or machine learning algorithm tries to find the patterns between these images. Okay, and once it has learned from the data, when you give an unknown image, it can correctly recognize whether the image represents an apple or a mango. So this is how supervised learning works. So we are telling it is known as supervised learning because we are giving a supervision in terms of labels. Okay. Now let's discuss about unsupervised learning. So in unsupervised learning, the machine learning algorithm learns from unlabeled data. Here we won't tell what that data represents. Okay, so we won't give any labels. Let's consider a similar example. So we will give several images of apple and mangoes to our machine learning model, and we won't tell that these images belong to apple or these images belong to mango. So we feed all these images without telling what it is to our machine learning model, and what it does is it tries to again find the pattern, and it tries to group all these images, and it will group the images into group 1 and group 2. Okay, so all the apples will be grouped in one group and all the mangoes will be grouped in another group. So when you give a new image of an apple or a mango, it tells you whether it belongs to the group 1 or group 2. So this is called as unsupervised learning because we are not giving any supervision in terms of labels. Okay, so this is called as unsupervised learning. And the third one is reinforcement learning. Okay, so the reinforcement learning is not similar to supervised or unsupervised learning. It's quite different from both other types. Okay, so let's try to understand this in more detail. So this is the definition of reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is an area of machine learning concerned with how intelligent agents take actions in an environment to maximize its rewards. Okay, so it can be a bit difficult to understand, but I'll try to break down this definition into simple steps. So there are four main aspects in reinforcement learning. They are environment, agent, action, and reward. Okay, so there will be an environment, and what we need to do is we need to build an agent that acts in that environment. Okay, so that agent in that environment, it tries to take some actions, and for that action it gains some rewards. Okay, so let's try to understand this with an example. We want to make a computer software or a computer program that can play chess like a human being. Okay, so here our chessboard becomes the environment and our computer becomes the agent. Okay, so in the environment of chessboard, our agent, which is the computer, tries to take actions. So the actions represents the move the computer takes. Okay, so in the chess, and for each step it gets a reward. So the ultimate reward is winning the chess game. Okay, so for each step it takes closer to winning, it will get a positive reward. Okay, so if it takes a bad step or bad move, so it will get a negative reward. So by this, the machine tries to learn how to play that game. Okay, so several applications are there for reinforcement learning. For example, several game playing artificial intelligence are based on reinforcement learning, and all the autonomous systems like cars and automatic drones are based on reinforcement learning. Okay, so these are the different types of machine learning. So first we have discussed about what is meant by supervised learning, where we basically give the machine learning algorithm labeled data set. And in unsupervised learning, we give unlabeled dataset. And reinforcement learning, we will try to make an agent that acts in an environment to increase its chance of winning. Okay, so this is the three main types of machine learning. Okay, so that's it about the types of machine learning. Subscribe for more related videos, and if you want to learn data science, check out my hands-on data science course with Python. I have given the link in the description. Do check out. So that's it from my side. Thanks for watching.